everybody, it's Natasha. In today's video, it's going to actually be a collaboration hosted by Daveen from Calm in the Chaos Homeschool. There's going to be lots of YouTubers talking about the different styles of homeschooling. So make sure to check out that playlist down below. So if you're interested in any type of homeschooling, the style should be down there for you. In this video, I am going to specifically talk about school at home online. So what does it mean to school at home? What does it mean to do that online? What are your different options for doing that? And so let's jump right in. If you are new here, my name is Natasha. I'm a mom to 6 girls, 1 stepson, 2 children are adults and out of the house, and I have 4 that I am still homeschooling. 1 is 16, almost 12, 10, and 6 years old. In addition, I have been a teacher for, I don't know, a long time, since my 16-year-old was like 1. So I have taught in private schools, public schools, online private schools, charter schools, online charter schools, and homeschool co-ops, and some at the same time. Teaching has been my passion and my career choice. However, I am not currently teaching. I actually just stopped teaching at the end of first semester, so in December before Christmas break. So I am no longer teaching, but I was teaching online for a few years before I just stopped teaching. My most recent job was an online 4th grade position through a local charter school, and before that, I taught for a private school. I actually taught online for Alpha Omega Academy, which is now Ignite Christian Academy. If you are familiar with Life Pack, Monarch, Horizons, but if you're familiar with that, that's all Alpha Omega publications, and their online school is called Ignite Christian Academy now, but when I was there, it was Alpha Omega Academy. Before that, I taught in a brick and mortar private school, public school. I've been teaching a long time, and so today I wanted to tell you what this schooling at home online is and kind of the differences between schooling at home online and homeschooling online, kind of like the legal differences and the differences that it might have for your family. So let's start with the actual school at home online. So online school. Online school that is through any public school. And also keep in mind that charter schools are public schools. I hear this a lot where people don't realize that charter schools are public schools, but charter schools are public schools in the sense that they are publicly funded. So they provide public education. However, charter schools have different laws and regulations, but they are public schools. So when one does online public school, they are still a public school student. Now, online public schools can have a lot of flexibility or no flexibility at all. In my last teaching position, there was basically no flexibility at all. It was like I was in a traditional classroom all day, except for the fact that I just happened to be home and on my computer. And so, of course, with that, you know, there is a little bit of flexibility, but some public schools that are online are completely student self-paced. So things like you may have heard of K-12 or Connections Academy. Those online schooling options are going to be much more student driven as far as the student goes online. Their curriculum is online. They complete their lessons online. They maybe see a teacher once a day, once a week, whatever the case may be. Or it could be like the school I taught at, in which the students would log into Zoom every day at 8 o'clock, and we would have school all day online together. So I was responsible for the lesson planning and that sort of thing. Now, if you are looking into homeschooling, do know that by legal definition, that is not homeschooling. Now, I am the first one to say that homeschooling is really more of a heart issue, but there is the legal issue to be aware of. So for whatever reason, such as you are a working parent or you're just kind of dipping your toes into the homeschool world and you choose to go with the online public school route, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do want you to be aware of the fact that there are legal differences between that and traditional homeschooling. For example, as a homeschooler, I can participate, my children anyway, can participate in our homeschool graduation ceremony. And however, as a public online school student, they would not be eligible to do that. Instead, they would have to go with whatever graduation that online school offered them. Also, keep in mind that anytime you're dealing with the public school system, you are under their rules, regulations, and testing procedures. Now, I am not saying don't do it. I taught it. My kids, I actually had 2 kids in it for a semester. So there's nothing wrong with whatever educational option you choose, but I just want you to be aware that public online schooling is not the same as homeschooling online. There is a huge difference. So now hopefully you understand what public schooling online looks like. So if your goal is to just have your kids physically home, then that might be a great option for you. But if you're interested in more homeschooling in the traditional sense where the parent has say, that means if you were to place your child in an online private school, such as Ignite Christian Academy, in my state, in Arizona, your student would still be considered a homeschooled student because you, the parent, are paying for it. Also, with that, you can have the freedom to kind of do things how you want to do things. Maybe you only want your child to take one class online and do other classes not online. You have more freedom and flexibility. Freedom and flexibility. Ultimately, when you're homeschooling, you, the parent, has the final say, period. Okay? But let's talk about some different options as for homeschooling online and what that could look like. So I gave one example of an online private school. You want your child's whole education to be basically handled by a teacher. And for whatever reason, that is very, very appealing to you. And again, that is a completely valid option. I have done it. I have had my own children in Ignite Christian Academy. That is a completely valid option. But let's say you wanted to do that. Then you would still be considered a homeschooler in my state. Now, some states, I do know specifically with Alpha Omega Academy, they're considered like private school students. So it just depends on your state. Check your state laws. hslda.org is the place to go for laws. And I'll link that down below. You are homeschooling, you're doing that, and you don't have to handle anything. There's a teacher that grades their work, gives them a report card, it helps them if they have questions. That could be a great option for you. Or let's say that you have a child who is wanting to learn a foreign language and you don't know a foreign language, and you sign your child up for an online class. Maybe you're using OutSchool, which I use all the time. Link down below, get $20 free. Maybe you're using OutSchool. Maybe you're doing one of these academies like Memoria Press Academy, Veritas Academy, Logos Press Academy. Pretty much like all of the big classical companies have online academies. There's all kinds of online academies that let you take just one class. Even Ignite Christian Academy lets you take one class. For example, my now high schooler, when she was in middle school, she took French through Alpha Omega Academy. Just French. So you have option as a homeschooler. Do you want to have your child have a complete online education done by someone else? Or do you want to maybe do some fun online classes and pick and choose. Like my daughter, my 6th grader, just did a learning study skills through baking class on Outschool. Highly recommend that class, by the way. It was amazing. She made a beautiful 3-layer ice cream cake that was quite delicious, and had to plan for, research, make notes, make a grocery list, shop for the ingredients, get the supplies, the whole deal. Anyway, so maybe you just want your kids to do some extra enriching online classes. That's perfectly fine too. Then, so we have this option with online schooling where it's literal online school. Or kind of the final online schooling option is online curriculum. Curriculum. I like curriculum. But there's a difference between an online school and an online curriculum. So an online curriculum would be something like teaching textbooks. So many homeschoolers use teaching textbooks. And most of them that use it do the online version, although they do have like actual textbooks. But most do the online textbooks. So that is an online curriculum. Does using an online curriculum make you less of a homeschooler? No. Another extremely popular and highly recommended by me online curriculum would be easy peasy all-in-one homeschool. They have everything from preschool through 12th grade, every subject that you can imagine: math, language arts, science, art, Bible, music, PE, the whole works, for free, all online. Again, it's a curriculum online. Some people use online supplements, such as IEW has a video course that comes in DVD or streaming. Lots of curriculum companies have supplemental video courses that go along with their curriculum, like let's say foreign language, for example. Let's say you're doing Latin and you get the DVD or the online streaming from Memoria Press. So you could consider that some online schooling, but it's not the same as an online class. In the same regard, if you were doing online videos for Latin and you realize that you were still having a hard time, maybe you would decide to then put your child in an online class. There's also something called synchronous and asynchronous learning. And these words are important to know if you are looking for an online class or an online school for your child, depending on what you want. So synchronous learning is live online learning. So that means you go into Zoom or whatever platform and you have the teacher and the students and they are communicating live. They can see each other. The teacher's teaching, the students are learning, and all of that is going on live at the same time. Synchronous, like synchronized swimming, doing it together. Asynchronous is where the student is working on their own time and the teacher is working kind of on their own time. It might also be a class where the student watches videos, does work. I'm thinking here something like a Becca and BJU Press, where there's DVDs and the student watches a teacher teaching them the information, but that teacher is not live with them. These are pre-recorded lessons. So if you want your student to have a live teacher that they can communicate with and make a relationship with, you're learning for synchronous classes or synchronous learning. If you are looking for a more self-paced option, then you are looking for asynchronous. That's still online, but it's not live with the teacher. So I hope this gave you a lot to think about. If you have questions, put them down below. Please do let me know if you have any questions about your specific situation. I'm happy to help. Or if you are looking for any particular type of schooling online, whether that's public school at home, online homeschool, just some classes, some supplemental videos. If you're looking for something in particular, let me know, because I probably will be able to guide you to some options that might be right for your family. But whatever the case is, think about what you and your children need in this stage of your life and what is going to be most beneficial to you as a family and as a whole. Don't be afraid to give something a try and try something new if it doesn't work out. There's no one right way to homeschool, but do keep in mind there is a difference legally between homeschooling and online public education. So don't forget to check out that link below, where you have the whole entire playlist of all the different styles, such as traditional homeschooling with books, and we've got Montessori, and we've got unschooling, and we've got project-based learning, and all the things, the unit studies, and it all. Check it all out down below. And if you just love them all, then check out being Eclectic, because you'll like that one. All right, so thank you to Daveen for hosting this wonderful collaboration, and make sure to check out those links below, and I'll see you in the next one.